Hello there, welcome to your Elite Weather. My name is Dooley Godot with the weather forecast, and welcome back. It is Monday morning. Yes, it is. I'm happy to be back. I took the weekend off because I went camping with some friends, and we glamped. We didn't camp outside, but we stayed in a cabin, a house thing up in northern central Minnesota. St. Croix State Park, very beautiful park. It was wonderful near the St. Croix River, but man, the mosquitoes was off the chain. Did I tell you? They'll tell you about Minnesota. If you come to Minnesota, the land of mosquitoes, to go with all those lakes and rivers. Woo! The mosquitoes was off the hook. I'm glad to be home because the mosquitoes, I tell you, that put a damper on it, but I'm not itching too bad yet, but I got some bites here, and I was traumatized by one mosquito on Saturday that was just, I looked down at my hand, this big, thick, red mosquito just sucking on my blood, and it was creepy when I splattered them, and I was like, oh, God, man, that was awful. So, but anyway, we're back. We're back here with the weather forecast for your Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. The next 3 days here, we're going to be talking about it. I hope you guys had a good weekend too, and I hope your week is off to a good start. I know, guys, I wasn't here for you this weekend. I feel so bad about that because it is hot, man. It is so hot across parts of the nation out there. You guys are baking. I'm telling you, getting your butts toasted out there. It's humid as well. There's been a lot of thunderstorms, a lot of severe weather. There are some tornadoes that was out there, especially across the Dakotas, down in Kansas and Oklahoma, parts of Missouri as well. We saw a lot of tornadoes scattered around out there. It's a lot of heat. I've been tracking the weather. I just wasn't on here to do the videos because where I was, there wasn't even internet, so I managed to find a way to catch glimpses of some radar, of whatever phone signal I could pick up, and I saw that there's a lot going on out there in the heat, boy. Woo-wee. And it's just getting started, baby. The heat just getting started. If you're in the northern plains, the east coast, the southeast down there in Carolina, Virginia, down through the Ohio and the Tennessee Valley, Missouri Valley, the Mississippi Valley. Oh God, if you're in Minnesota, I'm telling you, 100-degree weather, a major portion of the country. We got excessive heat warnings in place. It is pretty crazy. We're going to take a look at weather today. We're going to look at the national radar. I'm going to show you where all the rain and storms are taking place right now. But first, let's take care of two things. Let's leave your likes, your comments, and subscribe to the channel. So please let me know what city and state you're in so I can use your city as the city of the day. And today, our city of the day is Charlotte, North Carolina. Come on and raise up. Don't y'all remember that song from P.D. Pablo, that North Carolina song? So we going to shout out Charlotte, North Carolina today, the beautiful city of Charlotte. I got a friend that lives in Charlotte now. Awesome city out there. It's a financial center. So if you need a job, move out to Charlotte if you're looking for a job because they are growing. North Carolina is blowing up right now. A lot of people moving out there. Really influential place. It is very influential in the elections as well. It can make or break you if you're running for the presidency. So swing state out there in Charlotte, North Carolina. So your weather today, it's currently 89 degrees, but you are racing toward a high of 98 humid degrees. But you will have a beautiful sunny day out there, as you can see right now. Beautiful day out there in Charlotte, North Carolina. Now let's take a look at the national radar because we got a lot of storms out there to talk about. Okay, at the national radar, if you look at the northern tier of the nation, the northern half of the country, you see a lot of clouds and rainfall. So if you're in Minnesota, all the way over to the Pacific Northwest, you see a lot of green and some white out there because we're seeing rain. We got thunderstorms. We got snow here across and through parts of Utah and Wyoming here. We're seeing some snow over there near Coding and the Grand Tetons. parts of maybe the northern Rockies here, Glacier National Park. We are also seeing some snow showers. We got thunderstorms out there across the northern plains through Montana, the Dakotas, Minnesota. We got some big thunderstorms down here across southern Minnesota along the I-90 corridor into Wisconsin there. That's going to be moving into Madison soon, and maybe Chicago, as well as Milwaukee. You guys are going to be seeing those showers and thunderstorms. We're going to have that severe weather this afternoon through that part of the nation, but we're going to be seeing a lot of clouds, some showers moving out here. We got some more showers and storms here in the Pacific, in the Northeast, not in the Pacific, but in the Northeast Atlantic there, New England, New Brunswick, Canada. More showers and storms down along the Gulf Coast into Florida, Jacksonville, Tampa, St. Petersburg, Orlando, and Miami, Fort Lauderdale. You might even see a shower or thunderstorm this afternoon. Down here in California, we have our coastal eddy here. We're seeing that June gloom there in Southern California, low clouds and fog and some local drizzle. So we are seeing some light rain in the LA area. This stuff is so light you can't even see it on the radar, but it is some light drizzle out there along the coastal sections in LA and in San Diego and Orange County down there. We are seeing some dry line thunderstorms down here through the southern plains and into the desert southwest down here near New Mexico, Juarez, Mexico, El Paso, Deming, Lordsburg. Down here in New Mexico, we're going to be seeing those dry line thunderstorms. And they're going to be pretty thunderstorms to look at. Pretty spectacular cloud structure. Low precipitation storms out there. So that is a look at the craziness that's going on across America on your national radar. Now let's jump over to your weather today. All right, your weather today, and we're going to talk about that, your weather today, okay? Here's our watches and warnings. Look at this map, guys. It is out of hand. This is really bad news. This is out of control. This is heat advisories, excessive heat warnings, excessive heat watches in place. A lot of hot. This is hot, hot, hot. We're talking temperatures through the 90s, near 100 degrees in a lot of locations. We're going to see a lot of heat, a lot of humidity, a lot of dew points in the 70s. It is absurd out here from the northern plains through the Great Lakes, the Ohio Valley, the Tennessee Valley, all the way down the Mississippi Valley, down to the Mississippi Delta in New Orleans and Louisiana down there. We're going to be seeing that heat. We're going to be seeing some severe weather. We got our red flag out here through New Mexico and Arizona, Utah, and Colorado. Red flag warnings, a lot of heat advisories in place. Triple digits heat down here in the southwest, 110, 115 degrees, Phoenix and Tucson, Vegas. We're talking Yuma, Blythe, California, Palm Springs. A lot of heat, even through the Central Valley. We're seeing those temperatures soar into the triple digits, 100, 101. We're seeing those 100-degree temperatures across Texas out here. We're seeing a lot of that out there. It's really bad out there. It's really, 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 really hot. Super hot. Oh God, it's record heat out there across parts of the Midwest and the plains and the Appalachian Mountains. A lot of record heat taking place this afternoon and into your Tuesday as well. So please take your precautions when it comes to dealing with the heat. Drink plenty of fluids. Stay inside. Don't be outside too much if you don't have to. Cut strenuous activities to a minimum. Drink your fluids, a lot of water, a lot of Gatorade, Powerade. Get your electrolytes. If you feel sick, heat stroke, heat exhaustion, dial 911 because that is medical emergencies. Please don't leave animals in the car. Don't leave small children in the car. If you can't take them where you're going, leave them at home where they can be safe inside the air conditioning. All right, so just a little bit of heat safety out there. And let's take a look at the forecast for our city of the day for Charlotte, North Carolina. As we can see, that heat is on out there for your 7-day weather forecast for Charlotte. And you see that 98 degrees, 101 tomorrow. So you see that heat, but then you might start to see some thunderstorms in your area for Wednesday and Thursday. Still nearly 100 degrees out there though, and Friday 98. It will cool back a little bit for by Saturday and Sunday, 92 and 87 degrees respectively. But remember, the heat is on as it's really hot out there across the southeast and the mid-Atlantic states over the next few days across many parts of America. Most of America, the only cool spot is the northern Rockies in the Pacific Northwest. Honestly, that's the only place you can go where you can escape from the heat. Well, we're still talking about snow in some parts of the northern Rockies in Wyoming and northern Utah and southern Idaho. So let's move on and talk about some Chicago stuff today. So Chicago is going to be dealing with a lot of severe weather today as well as extreme heat, as we're going to be seeing that severe weather move your way this afternoon and evening, as that severe weather is moving out of Minnesota and Iowa. It's going to head through Wisconsin and northern Illinois this afternoon. So we're going to be seeing those severe thunderstorms expected to move across the region today, late morning, early afternoon, and into, you can see these time shows where it's going to be at your perspective at different times of the day. So we're going to see destructive winds, 75 plus mile per hour winds, damaging hail, capable of denting cars and siding. So take your car in the garage or cover it somewhere, and brief short-lived tornadoes. It's going to also be possible there in the Chicagoland and Milwaukee area this afternoon. And the same thing for the dangerous heat and humidity through the midweek, through the northern plains and the upper Mississippi Valley. And we're going to be seeing that dangerously high temperatures and oppressive humidity with peak heat index values in excess of 100 degrees. Wind is going to be beginning today south of I-80 area-wide Tuesday and Wednesday, and Tuesday night will be abnormally warm with little opportunity for relief, and relief is expected by Thursday though through the weekend. So that is a look at some of the heat across the upper Midwest and the upper Mississippi Valley today and tomorrow. And the other thing that's going on is I don't know how I feel about this. My favorite thing right now is the James Webb Space Telescope, and it was hit by a small meteor. Now, it was hit by a meteor probably the size of a grain of sand, but at the speed that things travel in space, something the size of a grain of sand, a grain of sand hitting something can cause a lot of damage. Well, it did hit one of the panels on the James Webb Space Telescope right there. It hit that panel right there. It did a little bit of damage, and they were able to kind of correct it a little bit, or at least to absorb the damage and to adjust it so that the issue would be kind of minimized, but it will still be noticeable when you see the pictures that the James Webb Space Telescope is going to start to be made to the public July 12th. So we'll have to wait till July 12th to see the first scientific images from the James Webb Space Telescope. Now, we did see some test images that were really phenomenal, but when we start to see the real deal, we got to wait till July 12th. So now, the James Webb Space Telescope was built to withstand a certain amount of impacts from meteoroids and things like that. But this was probably one of the larger objects that it was hit by. But they did test it and build it to withstand. It's already been hit 5 or 6 times already by small meteors, but they just were so small they didn't cause any damage. However, this one did cause a little bit of damage to the James Webb Space Telescope. See, now it's vulnerable. Now, this is a $10 billion telescope, and it's vulnerable because of where it is in the L2 region of space there between Earth and Mars. And neither planet is too far away for us to get to repair any damage. So if it gets destroyed or hit by anything significant that destroys the telescope, we're just out of luck. That was just $10 billion down the drain. There's nothing you can do about it. But as of right now, we don't see anything significant that could hit it. But there's always a lot of little pebbles out there that can hit it, and that is going to happen over time. As I said, it was hit 5 or 6 times already. So a little bit of space news for you guys today. Let's keep on moving with our national forecast now, and let's talk about that severe weather here across the northern plains. And we're going to be seeing that severe weather here through the northern Dakotas today, North and South Dakota, and through parts of Wyoming, as well as far southeastern Montana. Today, we're going to be seeing that severe weather out there, and that heavy rain is going to be the primary threat here across North Dakota. As you can see, that darker shade there, that's that heavy rain that can cause flash flooding, large hail, damaging wind, and isolated tornadoes also possible. And we can also see that chance for tornadoes here across the southern Great Lakes and the upper Midwest and the Ohio Valley. Today, we're going to be seeing that severe weather today, and it could cause a lot of heavy rain, some damaging wind, large hail as well, 2-inch diameter hail. So if you got your cars out there that's parked on the street, you might want to pull them into the garage, because this hail will be big enough to cause dents and damage to your car, as well as siding, and it can also break windows on your house as well. So don't stand near windows during one of these thunderstorms, okay? And we'll be seeing thunderstorms in the northeast, as well as down the southeast and the coast here down into Florida, over to the Gulf states and towards New Orleans. We'll see dry weather through the Midwest and the southern plains and down through Texas, but we're going to see that hot weather as well. Temperatures in the upper 90s, near 100s. Here are red flag here across the southwest through New Mexico, Colorado, as well as Arizona and Utah. Our red flag is in place today. We will see those thunderstorms through the Rockies and the high plains. Some snow here across through the Cascades and the northern Rockies. We might see some snow in the higher elevations, as there is some snow falling out through Wyoming right now. And here is your forecast tomorrow. We got a nice triple point here through the upper Midwest. We see this occluded front with our cold front, and we have a nice warm front that's lifting north through Minnesota, and that's going to bring those triple-digit temperatures to the Twin Cities, as we're going to see a high temperature of 99 degrees for your Tuesday out there, and it could easily go over that 100 mark here in the Twin Cities. So we're going to see the hot weather through the Midwest down to the Gulf Coast and into Texas there, and more thunderstorms along the southeast and into the state of Florida as well, as we have a big ridge of high pressure here across the center part of the nation, a huge low pressure center here across the northern plains into southern Canada, and between those two, it's going to be pumping in that heat here on this side, and we're going to be seeing thunderstorms around the periphery of that high pressure. So along the edges of that high pressure, we're going to be seeing those thunderstorms here down through the mid-Atlantic, the southeast, down into Florida as well. That is a look for your Tuesday weather forecast. Here we go as we look at your Wednesday. Now for Wednesday, we're going to be seeing that severe weather threat move to the Great Lakes area. So we're going to be seeing it from Chicago through Michigan as well, and Wisconsin. We're going to be seeing that severe weather and that large hail damage and wind. Tornadoes is also going to be possible, and we're going to see thunderstorms throughout the entire upper Midwest, as well as the mid-Atlantic states and the Appalachians down to the Gulf Coast into Florida. We're going to be seeing those showers and thunderstorms. We'll see our dry weather across Texas, through Colorado, the Rockies, the northern high plains, as well as the desert southwest, as that heat is going to be really cranked up out there down in Arizona as those temperatures approach the 110 degree mark. That is the 3-day forecast. Here's our temperatures. Now the temperatures is going to be the big news, because we're already used to the severe weather, but we got to get used to the temperature. Now mind you, our cold spot here is the northern Rockies and the Pacific Northwest, where we're still seeing temperatures in the 40s and 50s and 60s here. But if you move just to the east into the plains, we're going to be seeing those temperatures in the 90s. We're seeing those 90s come all the way up into the Dakotas and into Minnesota. We're going to see 82 today across the Twin Cities, and we're going to be seeing that 98 down there in Des Moines, and all the way down to Kansas City. We're going to see 98 degrees also in Kansas City. 101 in St. Louis today. 100 degrees in Dallas, Fort Worth. We are talking about 94 down in Houston, 92 in New Orleans. We're going to be seeing that temperature 91 down in Miami, Fort Lauderdale, 91 in Savannah, Georgia. Where you got 90. We have that temperature right now in the 80s across North Carolina, 98 degrees in Charlotte right now. As you're going to see that hot weather, we're seeing those temperatures in the 80s approach the mid 70s in the Northeast, and we got those temperatures in the triple digits down across parts of Texas and the desert Southwest. And here we are for your high temperatures tomorrow. Continue hot in the Southwest, but look, 98 degrees in Minneapolis, St. Paul. It can easily hit that triple digit. So we're going to definitely make a run at that 100 there tomorrow. And we're seeing those 100s even into Kansas. We're seeing 100-degree temperatures into Kansas, Illinois. We're going to see those triple digits into the Carolinas as well. Georgia, Florida, 100-degree weather all over the eastern half of the nation and the southeast. The northeast is still a little bit cooler, as Stuart got it's going to stay in the 80s, but here across the Midwest and the Mississippi Valley down to the Appalachians to the Gulf Coast, temperatures near 100 degrees, and in some places exceeding 100 degrees. And here we are for your Wednesday. It's going to continue hot out there. We're going to start to cool off here across the northern plains as we're going to start to see the 70s and 80s and even some 60s here in North Dakota as we start to get that cooler air to move a little bit further to the east. But those hot temperatures are going to hang on here along the southeast there as it's going to continue to hang out near 100 degrees and even exceed 100 degrees in a few locations here and down into Texas as well. That heat is going to hang on across the desert Southwest. Here's our severe weather outlook for the next few days. All right, here's today's severe weather outlook. We do have it at enhanced risk for severe weather here across the Great Lakes and the Ohio Valley. We're going to be seeing that severe weather. Some more slight chance of severe weather here across the northern plains. We're going to be seeing that marginal risk for severe weather extend from the northern plains all the way to the mid-Atlantic states. Some of your areas that's going to be seeing that severe weather. So if you're in the enhanced risk, we got Chicago, Milwaukee, Toledo, Ohio, Fort Wayne, Indiana, as well as Naperville, Illinois. You guys are going to be in that risk area for that enhanced severe weather this afternoon. And that slight risk, we got Detroit, we got Indianapolis, Columbus, Ohio, Cleveland, as well as Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania will be in that slight risk for that scattered severe weather today. And our isolated severe will be Baltimore, Maryland, Washington, D.C., Minneapolis as well. We're going to see that marginal isolated severe risk, as well as St. Paul and Louisville, Kentucky will also be in that slight risk category for today. And we're going to see thunderstorms extend from the Rockies to the Canadian border up to the northern plains, all the way through the Great Lakes, over to the northeast, the mid-Atlantic, down the southeastern seaboard, and Florida as well, over to New Orleans. So we're going to see some thunderstorms all over the place today, with the exception being the central plains and the lower Mississippi Valley, the desert Southwest, and the Pacific Northwest and the West Coast. You guys are going to be thunderstorm free today. And for your Tuesday, here we are. We have that slight risk for severe weather here across the northern plains again and along the mid-Atlantic states, so the DC area. So some of the areas today that's going to be seeing some of that severe weather for your Tuesday is a slight risk. We got Virginia Beach, Virginia, Pittsburgh, Norfolk, Virginia, Chesapeake, Virginia, as well as Durham, North Carolina. In the slight risk, we have almost 40 million people that's going to be affected by that slight risk of severe weather. We got Baltimore, Charlotte, Washington, D.C., Atlanta, Georgia, as well as Omaha, Nebraska. You guys are going to be seeing that marginal risk for severe weather for your Tuesday out there. And for Wednesday, that slight risk moves into the central and northern plains. So we got Minnesota and Wisconsin and Iowa as well. Going to be seeing that slight risk for your severe weather. That marginal risk is going to extend all the way down into Kansas to the Canadian border, and then over from the Canadian border through the mid-Atlantic states down to the Pacific, the Atlantic shoreline there. So some of the cities for Wednesday affected by severe weather will be in that slight risk. We're going to be talking about Madison, Wisconsin, Des Moines, Cedar Rapids, Iowa, Green Bay, as well as Rochester, Minnesota. And for the marginal risk, that isolated severe, we got Baltimore, Milwaukee, Washington, D.C., Kansas City, Missouri, as well as Cleveland, Ohio. So some of the major metropolitan areas that can expect to see severe weather on your Wednesday. That is the 3-day outlook for your severe weather. Here we are with our tropical outlook. Not much to talk about in the Atlantic right now. We do have some clusters of thunderstorms out here. We got one here, and one over here, but nothing is expected to develop from all of these clusters of thunderstorms or tropical waves out there. Here we are with our Pacific side. We do have a couple areas of invest right here. Invest Area 1 has about an 80% chance of development over the next couple days, so this will be our second tropical storm here in the Pacific side. If this developed, and then we have Invest Area 3 here that could develop into, so it's got about a 20% chance of development over the next couple days. So we do have areas to watch here across the Pacific. Not much yet to worry about in the Atlantic, but things have always changed, and I did see some interesting things toward the end of the month there on the GFS, so always things to be concerned about when you're watching out for the weather forecast coming up for the tropics down there. So we got to worry about that hurricane season right now. All right, my name is Julie Godot. Thanks for watching. That was your forecast for the next 3 days. Glad to be back with you guys. Please leave your likes, your comments, and concerns. And you can follow me right here on YouTube. And have a great day. I'll see you guys tomorrow in the next video.